Title: Investigating a Spider, 3 to 5 years. The Count Play Explore logo appears in the lower right with the words Count Play Explore for Early Education. Title card, Part A, Observing a Spider.
No, Ufe! That's a spider.
Okay, ready?
3 children gather around a spider on the floor that has been captured under a plastic container. Preschool educator Diego Lopez Diaz slides a sheet of paper carefully under the container.
I can see him.
One of my students says, spider, there's a spider. I was trying to find ways to catch it because it's something that the students are interested into and it's engaging to them at the moment. So my idea is get that engaging item.
A close-up picture shows the spider in the plastic container.
At that point, I was able to get the kids to actually get closer and observe the spider. Spider, look at that, guys.
Oh, he's so big.
He is big, huh?
I think that's a mommy.
It's a teachable moment. So it's one of those moments where the kids are engaged, they're interested, and that's the best time to teach them something because their focus is all just on that spider right there. So they're willing to learn anything about the spider, especially since it's a live object. Look at this spider.
Diego brings over an acrylic encased spider and sets it down next to the contained spider. Another child joins the observation.
It's so big.
Now this is a big spider. How about this one?
Small spider.
It's a small spider. How many legs does it have?
Diego holds a light over the contained spider, then moves to the larger spider in the acrylic case.
Can you guys count them?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
8? What?
Everyone looks at each other. As they count the next spider, one child points at each leg.
How many legs does this one have?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
8. One of my students, he kept on just staring at it. He was all focused on it. At first, we used a digital microscope to light it up because we couldn't see through the container. So we were making it easier for the students to do that.
Diego and a child sit at a table using a light to observe the contained spider. The child observes the spider very closely.
What else you could see about it? In my discovery area, the science area, we have some of the specimens where there are spiders encased in acrylic or other insects encased in acrylic. And since I already have a spider, that one the kids could actually put under a microscope. And that's the one where they could actually see it even more closer. Let's look at this one.
Diego places an acrylic encased spider under a microscope and adjusts the microscope as the child observes excitedly.
That's a bigger one.
That is a bigger one. Now, what do you see? A spider, but you know what? What is that? What is that?
Diego points to the spider's leg displayed on the microscope screen.
The feet? That's a leg. Circle time, I got a picture of the spiders, getting a picture this big.
A close-up diagram of the parts of a spider is displayed.
It's easier for me to identify the legs, the thorax, the abdomen, the fangs.
Then, Diego sits on a stool in front of the children sitting on a rug. He smiles as he calls on a child to share and holds up the spider diagram and points to different parts of the spider.
There, the spider is camouflage.
Oh, camouflage? Yeah, the spider can camouflage because look, what color is it?
Brown.
Brown. Now, this has 8 legs. It also has something back here called a spinneret. Can you guys say spinneret?
Spinneret.
Guess what comes out of there? ¿Qué sale de ahí, Sebastián?
Web.
A spider web comes out of right here. And then we have the abdomen. That's where the spider web is made. And we have the thorax. This is where the head and the upper body of the spider is.
Title card, Part B, Documenting and Communicating about the Spider.
After the circle time, we did move to the small groups, which we had to document the spiders. My idea was like, okay, draw your spider. Let's see what we have. I want to see what the kids know already by just that little interaction, how much their knowledge has grown. They represent what they see. They count their legs, they count the eyes, they count the head, the thorax, the body.
Video clips show a small group of children sitting at a low table drawing the spider.
What shape is that?
Moments later, Diego sits at the table and points to the spider diagram while children look on. Then he brings the contained spider closer to the children for a better look.
Circle.
It looks like a circle, so you could start with a circle. So try it, and then you could add the dots for the eyes. Look at the spider. Look at this spider. See how it looks too. Look at the shape. You want a spider? You could get closer. Okay,
Diego sits with a child and asks her about her drawing. He asks her questions and writes her observations next to her drawing.
Can you tell me about how many legs did you draw? Let's count them. Let's count them. Ready?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Diego points to each leg as they count, and then he numbers each leg.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good. And what are these?
He points to 2 lines coming off the spider's head in her drawing.
9, 10.
Oh, 9, 10. Does that spider have 10 legs? Let's count them. Look.
Diego brings the contained spider closer. The child uses a magnifying glass to see the spider as Diego points at each leg.
We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 legs.
Diego points to the contained spider and then the child's drawing.
You know what? The front ones, the ones up here,
He points at the lines she has drawn off the spider's head.
they're called fangs. Those are the fangs. It's important to write it down as a way to record what they're saying. I'm recording what they're saying, what their knowledge is about the topic.
As Diego speaks, finished spider drawings appear on the screen, each labeled with Diego's word-for-word notes of what the child said. Diego is then shown recording what a child is telling him about their drawing.
Every time a child says something, I write it as they say it. So whether the sentence is broken up, I write it the way they said it. I don't add another word to it. I don't subtract another word. If they speak Spanish, I do write it as well as Spanish. We have another students that are speaking a different language. There's teachers that also speak those language. So we call each other to help each other write it down. We use each other as much as possible to help capture the students' knowledge.
Credits. A special thanks to the children, families, and staff of Sylvan Park STEAM Early Education Center, without whose help these videos would not have been possible. The Count Play Explore logo appears in the lower right with the words Count Play Explore for Early Education.